This is the Kaspa 2025 price prediction video. For all of you traders out there who are doing well with your fundamental analysis, tending to lean away from charting, this will be eye-opening at how much additional information can be simply extracted from the chart. And for all you charting aficionados, this is going to be wow factor, as we're going to show the difference between stock charting, which is where the majority of your crypto skills, tactics, and methods have been adopted from, is completely different from crypto charting. And we can see proof on a broad scale of that, the difference between stocks and crypto right now. We know every 4 years, the strict halving and emission cycle of Bitcoin causes a massive ripple in a chart, almost a wave of sort. And this is a repeating pattern, again, based on the strict halving schedule, something that stocks just don't have. And in fact, we have proven that when you look at this phenomenon in a more detailed environment, you can see that not only does it create this 4-year wave, there's actually waves that are repeating over and over again. Using this, not only can we get massive insight into price action, we can also chart the top of any crypto, Kaspa included. Jumping over to the Kaspa chart, just to give you a summary of what we're looking at, all of the technical analysis content creators have now found this x-axis trend line right here that we just broke free from. What they failed to recognize is that when you clone this trend line and move it around the chart, it's constantly repeating, including out of the falling wedge, the handle of the cup, and also the April breakout. This is that repeating trend line, that wave across the charts that we'll continue to see. Now, the one that's going to help us find the 2025 price peak, and this isn't just on Kaspa, I'm going to show you Bitcoins really quickly in a moment, is this green dotted line here. Let's zoom in on the April spike. This is when Kaspa went on a lot of our radar, and then we tried to catch the bottom of this cup dip. Right here, we can take this green dotted line, clone it, and it fits in perfectly with the November 5th breakout. We simply slide this up to April of 2025, and you're going to find your first price resistant target at $1.50. Now, the line above that, the other green dotted line, that's at $2.15. So you can already start to set your ranges based on bearish, bullish, or if we break above, from those two lines. And as your fundamentals develop, we want to keep our eye on those lines, specifically as we're coming out of this cup and handle formation. Now, everybody inside the Patreon has their printout Excel sheet of every single pattern statistic applied into crypto. And the cup and handle reads out price gains of 150 to 500% on average. And just this previous cup and handle, we can see the price went from 5 cents all the way up to 15. If it repeats the exact same upward momentum, we'll be breaking out just above 20 cents. That would put us around 60 cents. Now, the sooner this takes place, the closer it gets us to that green control line. So we want this to happen sooner as opposed to later, because it gives us a better chance at getting on top of that. In this scenario, we can cross this first line perhaps earlier. This will be better and unlock a lot of bullish opportunity. Now, keep in mind, there are some jackpot X factors right now, and everybody claiming $5 or higher isn't a complete lunatic. Kaspa is in testnet, and we've seen other projects when they shift from test to main having monstrous upside gains. Of course, a lot of fundamental things would need to happen in order for Kaspa to completely throw away all of these waves, both x-axis and y-axis that we've been charting right now, and then reapply new wavelengths at a much higher price point. That has happened historically on other charts. And one of the key factors, again, testnet to mainnet. What we just viewed was a system. And one of the reasons why a lot of these content creators who actually were able to give you the same price prediction that we just saw with our model, they were using a method known as educated guessing. And often this uses images from your memory, ultimately shooting from the hip. This says a lot to their fundamental analysis capabilities. To use a credential from outside the Kaspa community, I'm going to pick Bitcoin virtual machine. People inside the Discord 60 days ago were saying, Jesse, use the 24-point checklist on the most simple cryptos possible. We have every single detail on a written printout that you can get. It's like 3 or 4 pages long, and we have a video with chapters explaining every step, how to research them, what tools to use, things to watch out for. Simple projects like GameFi, it'll take 4 hours at least to complete this checklist. There's no way even myself would be able to check everything from memory alone. It's impossible. That's why so many traders, and specifically creators, and this is what drives me nuts, is creators get caught in this loophole of one of the 2 things that can lead to failure in crypto. Right now, everybody's on the right path. We are the tip of the spear. We are fighting against so much that's wrong with the world today. You can no longer just get a job and save up and have a happy family. You've got to find a way around, and we're doing it. But once we get there, the 2 killers, one's laziness, and the other, and this is the one that gets everybody, is arrogance, thinking that they know everything. I'm constantly trying to learn, and you should indefinitely take on the mentality of a student. Be looking for books to read, groups that you can join, anything to absorb to make you a better trader will literally pay dividends in the end. And some of these traders who have picked a couple winners get caught in this rut, and their fundamental analysis is trash. We're not going to list off any picks from the Kaspa community. If you guys have had any of these recent rugs from the Kaspa community, learn from this mistake. Realize you've got to continue to grow and change your fundamental analysis. We were warning everybody back to Bitcoin virtual machine 60 days ago. We said, you know what? It didn't pass the 24-point checklist. And they're like, no, this is good, man. You don't know what you're talking about. 60 days later, it didn't just have a downside. It basically started rugging. And this happened, of course, in a lot of these GameFi picks. We were warning everybody in December, you got to get out of your holdings. All of these warning checklist marks are going off. This is not looking good. Now, we've invented a new trade completely. We're calling it the TGE, Token Generation Event. I'm going to show you the last 3 picks that we've had. What we do is we study new listings. We're looking for cryptos that aren't even on the chart yet. Now, some of them are going to be your big, massive plays that we're going to try to build a large position in over a period of time in HODL of 2025. But while we're at it, while we're looking for action, we'll take a TGE trade when we get it. What that is it's a brand new crypto, and this is its day 1 listing. We have a vetting set heavily relying on tokenomics. It does need to have some other fundamental positive checkoffs. Once we find one with the correct formula, again, heavily relying on tokenomics, they seem to always have upside. The key factor is less than 1% is getting released on day 1. Such a minute float causes bullish upside. You got nothing to worry about. There's not going to be a lot of selling pressure. I'll show you the last 3 picks that we had. Y8U. And of course, just like when you're day trading in the stock market, we advise everybody in the callouts, wait half an hour to an hour, let the market settle down before you jump in. NIA. Alex Becker ended up tweeting about this after the stock market closed the day we had already picked this up at like 4 a.m. Then Alex Becker tweaks out of it, has a massive run to the upside. And then this is the one that didn't go so well, but it still has upside and you're still protected, was WSDM. This one met all the tokenomics check. The market wasn't too bullish during it, wasn't maybe that bullish of a project, but we can see because it hit our criteria, you wait an hour, you buy in, you get 30, 50% upside in a 24 to 48 hour swing trade. Every content creator who's watching my content right now, join the group and steal the 24-point checklist. It will up your game and save you from making some of the stumbles that you guys have been making. For $47, this is 90 hours of work for somebody who manages at Panda Express. Super cheap, indefinitely Worth the call out. You get 6 24-point checklists that I filled out. One's for Destra, one's for Blender, which actually bombed. We originally thought it was good until we filled out the 24-point checklist. And then we're like, warning, warning, warning. And it goes to show you can get duped if you do a half-hour cruise over a project nice and light. You're like, yeah, this one's good. Then you watch a couple YouTube videos. You're like, yeah, okay, let's go on this one. No. You got to do the checklist, man. These teams, they're not dumb. They know how retail is going to look at a project, and they know how to hook you in. But if you look over every single detail, you can catch these crooked snakes and just avoid their traps. That's one of the keys to crypto, finding bullish projects. While they are few and far between, is only half the battle. The other half is avoiding the pitfalls and preserving capital. Thanks for checking out this video, guys. We'll catch you on the next one.